Okay, in my last video, we talked about some estrogen dominance and how estrogen dominance can cause estrogen-sensitive cancers and other health problems. So I was asked a number of questions, so I'm going to go over the adrenal cortical pathway. So this is it. I drew it out in advance to save time. But all your steroid hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, androstenone, DHT, all starts, DHEA, DHT, all starts with cholesterol right here. Everything starts with cholesterol. Now, if we drive our cholesterol too low, we cannot make the hormones we need. So if we do something like we're just driving too low with a statin drug or whatever, we cannot make this if that cholesterol gets too low. The liver will say 75% of your cholesterol is manufactured in your liver. So the liver will say, let me make more cholesterol. So it's trying to make more, but we're driving it down. And when we see cholesterol levels 140, 150, 160, 170, a lot of times we also see hormonal problems. So that's not what we want. But it all starts with cholesterol, converts to pregnenolone, converts to progesterone. Pregnenolone converts to 17-hydroxypregnenolone, and that goes to DHEA. Now, an interesting thing about DHEA, now they're putting DHEA in certain power drinks, soft drinks, sports drinks, protein powders. We don't want DHEA in those things. Now, DHEA, we should only give DHEA supplementation if we measure the DHEA cortisol ratio. We don't want to give DHEA for the wrong reason. DHEA is going to convert to androstenone, which goes to testosterone, which goes to estrogen. So if we're getting too much DHEA, too much testosterone, we can end up with estrogen dominance. We can end up with too much estrogen, and that puts our health at risk. Now, estrogen dominance in women stores here around the waist, lower abdomen, here in the hips, and if you hold up your arm and you get a lot of hanging here, that's a place estrogen can store. We don't always see it here, but that's a good indicator of it. So, and then the pregnenolone progesterone converts to cortisol. That's how it all works. So, ladies, when you hit menopause, your ovaries, they shrink. So they stop making the progesterone and estrogen like it did in the past. This adrenal cortical pathway should take over. But if you're getting stressed, the adrenals also handle the stress. So when you stress out, instead of going this way or this way, the pattern starts doing this and creating cortisol. So if you're creating cortisol, you're not going to create as much hormone. And stress does that. That's why during and after menopause in women, we have to start supporting the adrenals so the adrenals will function and make the hormones they should that the ovaries used to do. So that's how that works. But when we do this is called the pregnenolone steal. Pregnenolone should go that way, but when it steals it, it goes down to cortisol. Now it's going to do that in any stress situation, no matter what stressful situation that is. So we need adrenal support, a big key to health. Now, these hormones are only accurate. They're not accurate with blood testing. The American College of Endocrinologists said blood testing is of very little value to measure these hormones. It has to be saliva testing or it has to be dried urine testing. And with those tests, we get a picture of all this and much more. I mean, we get the adrenals, we get these pathways, we get all kinds of information so we can see what we need to do with the hormonal system. So that's how the system works. So if you have any questions, you can call my office, 314-843-9355, and I'd be happy to talk to you. Until next time, reclaim your health, reclaim their life.